out of order. The booklet. Let's see. Okay, so we're going to start with page 6, and the English translation on page 7. We're here for the funeral of Chayim ben Shmuel, Chayim Gersten. We're going to start, we'll read the Psalm 23 on page 6. Mizmor
David, Adonai Rogi Lo Sar, Benos Deshe Yaritzeni, Almei Menuchos Nalmeni, Nafshi Yeshovei, Yancheni, Magamei Tzedek, Leman Shemo, Gam Ki Elecha, Vegein Salmoves, Lo Ira, Ki Ata Imadi. Shivtecha nishantecha hema yenachamuni ta'aroich lefanai shulchan neged soneroi dishanta v'Hashem roshi klosi revaya az tov v'chesed yudifuni kol yemei chayai v'shavti b'veis Adonai le'orech yomim. We're going to be putting doing the burial, taking the casket into the grave now, and then we'll continue with more words and words of Tehillim. Just before that, Gloria who's here, Golda who's here. So as the sister, we're going to say the bracha Dayana Emes, praising God, the true judge, and doing the Kriya.
It just tears. It tears easily for the bottom up.
To tear, but before that, we'll make the bracha. So repeat after me if you could. I'll just follow me. Okay, so if you want to start doing we're going to tear the here. You could just start it off, and if you could also put Golden. You want to hold? See if you could. Yeah, if you want to tear a rip over there. Yeah. And now we'll say the bracha Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Ha'olam Dayan Ha'emes. Amen.
We'll go ahead, Rabbi.
Yeah. Could we ask the people if they want to help put the how does it work?
Well, we're going to do one, two, three, couple feet, and then we can turn the cat, and we'll take it the rest of the.
Okay, Gabriel, Jay, Ben, gonna come over.
All of us. We're gonna ask your help just for a moment.
If you want to come, Alan, you could.
They're just gonna move the casket a little bit. We'll be the ones to place on the wall.
Okay.
So, gentlemen, just time to distract you. We're gonna come this way, and then we'll turn so that we're lined up this way, and then our staff will place the casket on the wall. Come towards me, please. Good, the turn. Good. This one up, this one. Thank you for that. Thank you. Our staff will. Now, did you want to do any earth right here before? Here, I've got this one. Usually they put it on now and then they rotate it. Just because it's
Chaim loved the land of Israel. We're putting some dirt from the Har HaZeisim from all his consonants.
just before we bury, it's a custom to ask Mechila. We ask forgiveness from Chayim ben Shmuel if there's anything that wasn't done correctly. Everything was done with the Torah and the preparations. It was done with the intent and the utmost respect. And we ask Mechila if there's was anything that's done not correct. Continue now with page 14, Psalm 91. We're going to ask Gabriel to please lead us. Psalm 91 on page 14 and English translation on page 15.
Which page? 14?
Before I read that, I want to mention that Hannah was extremely, Hannah Ruth Warren was extremely helpful to Chayim in the last 6 years. And she is not able to attend today because she's sick, she's hospitalized. Okay, so I'll read in Hebrew. יושב בסתר עליון בצל שדי יתלונן. אמר לאדוני, מחסי ומצודתי, אלוהי יפתח בו. כי הוא יצילך מפח יכוש, מדבר הבוט. בעברתו יסח לך, ותחת כנפיו תכסה, צינה וסחורה אמיתו. לא תירא מפחד לילה, מחץ יעוף יומם, מדבר באופל יהלך, מכתב ישוט צהריים. יפול מצדך 1,000 מימינך, אליך לא ייגש. רק בעיניך תביט, ושילמת רשעים תראה, ושלומת רשעים תראה. כי אתה אדוני מחסי, עליון שמת מעונך. לא תעונה אליך רעה, ונגע לא יקרא באוהליך. כי מלאכה וצווה לך, לשמורך בכל דרכיך. על כפיים יסעונך, פן תיגוף באבן רגליך. על שחל ופתן תדרוך, תרמוס כפיר ותנין. כי בי חשק והפלתהו, אז קבעו כי ידע שמי. ויקראני ואענהו, עמו אנוכי בצרה, אחלצהו ואכבדהו. אורך ימים אשביעהו ואראהו בישועתי.
We'll go back to page 12 or Psalm 16. מכתב לדוד שומרני
כי חסדיך בו, ארתים אדוני אלוהינו, ועשית לך,
לקדושים אשר בארץ המה, ואדירי כל חפצי בו. ירבו עצמויסום אחר בהרו, בל אסיך נזקיהם מדם, ובל אסור שמויסום על ספוסוי. אדוני מנס חלקי וחסי, עד חמיך גרלי. חבולים נפלו לי בני, אף נחלוס שפרו עלי. אברך אס אדוני אשר יעשני, אף לילות יסרוני חיוסוי. שיביסי אדוני לנגדי סמיד, כי מימיני בל אמוד. לכן שמח ליבי ויגל כבדי, אף בשרי ישכון לבטח. כי לא יסעזר נפשי לשאול, לא יסיתן חסיל כל יראי שחס, תהייני ערך חיים וסבסמוכס אס פונך, לאמס במנחה נצח. there's a appellation that's given to the words that says Ish Tam V'Yashar. And I think that applies perfectly to Chaim, a straightforward and sincere person. I got to know Chaim when I was going to the Young Israel Oceanfront Walk right over there. And I've actually just heard recently that earlier than that, before I got here, he used to come regularly to Chabad House to help for the minyan, for Mincha Meider, for the evening, when there are times when it's difficult to get a minyan together, and Chaim was there helping make the minyan. He was a very proud Yid. To sum up in a word, a big man with a huge neshama. He cared deeply about three things: his family, the land of Israel, and the people of Israel. He said on more than one occasion, I love a Jew just because he's a Jew. Nothing else matters. He's a Yid, I love him. He cared very much about his family and did whatever he could to help out. His nieces and nephews in Eretz Yisrael, of which Gabe is here today with us, he flew to Israel in order to be able to help them out as best he could. Many times. He once, I think, even flew with computers. He said he wanted them to be able to know a skill. He wanted that they should be able to take care of themselves if the situation warrants it. And he did so in his modest, humble, unassuming way. He saw the path that they took, and he knew the trajectory they were going on, and he said, I just want to make sure that should they need a skill, they should have it. He even, at a certain point, put away a lot of money in bonds just that they should be able, the nieces should be able to learn a skill, they should be able to support themselves and the family. And of course, he was very proud of his family, his nieces and nephews. We got to meet Gabriel now, and a few years ago we met Avraham. We used to come here quite often in the summer, and Chaim was so proud to show up, here's my yeshiva student, nephew. Avraham right now is actively in uniform on a Merkava tank protecting the land of Israel. I could just imagine the pride with which Chaim sees that. Everything is connected with the Parsha of the week. By divine providence, Chaim is being laid to rest in the week of Lech Lecha. He passed away on Shabbos, where we read in the Parsha the birth of Avraham Avinu, our forefather Abraham. And this week we read about Abraham's travels. We read about the promise God made to Abraham, to your children I will give this land, and the promise that you will have many children, and he uses the expression, your children will be like the dust of the earth, and elsewhere as many as the stars in the sky. The three things that we said Chaim lived for and was passionate about: his family, the land of Israel, and the people of Israel. Then we find this by Avraham Avinu. His family was precious to him. Even his nephew Lot, who was not necessarily such a good person, but Avraham cared for him. He took him with him when he traveled. He went back, and the Torah makes a point to mention he took all his things and Lot. When it came a time that they had to separate ways, Avraham said to Lot, we can't live together anymore, so choose where you want to go. If you want to go to the right, I'll be on the left. If you want to go to the left, I'll be on the right. Which the commentators explain to mean, wherever you go, I won't be far away from you. If you need help, I'll be there. If you're on the right, I'll be right there, just on the left of you. And it so happened in the story, when Lot was captured, Avraham went single-handedly with his servant Eliezer to fight the huge kings, the mighty kings, in order to save his nephew Lot. This trait of caring for family we saw by Chayim. And of course, his love of the land of Israel, his love of every Jew, this is what was promised to Avraham in this parsha, and this is what Chayim epitomized. An interesting explanation on the term used, ka'afar ha'aretz. They will be like the dust of the earth. The dust, the dirt, that's what makes everything grow. And that's what Avraham was promised. God promised him, your children, the Jewish people, will be like the dust of the earth. Everyone's going to need them. They will help everything grow. Help everything grow. And the other term, the stars, like the stars shine. If someone's going in darkness and it's too dark, the stars help him. A shining light. That's what the Jewish people are, and that's what Chayim was. A shining light to all around. A very proud Yid. We could go on and on, but I think Chayim was more a man of action than a man of words. Just one last thing. When he was working with the police department, if he came across children that, in the line of work that he did, that were really down and out, he wanted to do something to lift their spirits. He'd buy them sweets, he'd buy them ice cream, because everyone has a smile after ice cream. So he'd buy them ice cream, make sure they were happy. That was his own little gestures, which of course meant the world to those he gave it to. I'd like to make a special thank everyone who's come here today to honor Chayim. A special thank you to Chana Ruth, who Gabe mentioned before wasn't able to come, who 6 years ago, when Chayim had to move into the assisted living, took care of him for the past 6 years, very devoted and caring. And a million thank yous is not enough for Chana Ruth, and we want to bless her. She should have a refuah shalem, have a complete recovery, and the merit of all these mitzvahs that she did will definitely stand for her. Yashar koach to Chana. He doesn't want me to say this, but Gabe came here a couple of times every year, spent weeks here throughout the years, taking care and making sure that everything was taken care of in the best way possible. Time should be able to have the best quality and the best life that he was able to have.
Totally true. Very much.
I'd like to ask Dr. Goldstein. You want to sit and talk?
Yeah,
That's fine.
Yeah.
We don't need to stand on pomp and ceremony. And Dr. Goldstein will say a few words.
I don't know how long I knew Chayim, but probably 30 years. And he was a member of our shul. He was reliable. And what Rabbi Heidensfeld said was true, that he cared about his family. And when we would go to Israel every year, every other year, there would be little care packages that he would have me deliver to his brother's house or to a relative, whether it be an object or cash or whatever. He was very concerned about his family and about people in general. He was caring. His life, I think he was a parole agent or whatever they called it at the time, and his partner was killed in front of him. And it affected him dramatically. And he would tell the kids, my daughter, my son, make sure you're safe, be careful of people, be careful of things. But he had an understated, ironic sense of humor. If we would talk about things, one thing I remember he said was, we were talking about happiness in life. He said, the village idiot is happy. And he would think about things and have his way of looking at it differently. He was reliable, he was kind, and he would not take care of himself and rather take care of his family and other people. And he was a good man.
We'll now say the Kemal Rachamim, the memorial prayer. If you want to follow along, it's on page 20. Ilmali Rachamim, Sheikhin Merimim, Hamtzeim Nuchanechin al Kanfei Ashchina, B'maloi Tzakadoshim Utehirim, Kezear Harakia Mazhirim, Es Nishmas, Chayim ben Shmuel, Shalach Le'ilamai, Ba'avur Shenodvu Tzedaka, Ba'ad Haskaras Nishmosai, Began Eden Tehei Menuchasai, Lachein Baal HaRachamim, Yasirehu V'seisek Nafav Le'ilamim, V'yitzroir B'tzroir HaChaim Es Nishmosai, Adonai Hu Nachalasai, V'yanuach Al Mishkavai B'Shalayim, V'neimar Amen. I'm going to recite now the Tziduk Hadin, which is a prayer in which the mourners declare their acceptance of Hashem's decree. And pray to Hashem to have mercy upon those who are living. It's not in these little booklets, so I'll read it in Hebrew and then we'll say the translation. Hatzur tamim pa'alai ki chod rachav mishpat el emunah ve'en avel tzadik v'yasharu. Hatzur tamim b'chol pa'el miyom aloi matifol. Hashalit b'mata u'v'ma'al mimis m'chaya me'risha'el v'yoal. Hatzur tamim b'chol ma'aseh miyom aloi mata'aseh ha'em v'eiseh chesed chilam lanu ta'aseh u'vizchus hanek ad keseh hakshiva v'aseh tzadik b'chol rachav. Hatzur tamim erech apayim u'valei rachamim chal me'el no v'chus no al ovis v'anim chilacha adon haslichos v'rachamim tzadik ato adon noy la mislach yois asher biyadcha pikdoin kol rechais khalil la khazich rein nein ulim khais vi inat no inakha berachamim aleinu fukhais kilacha adon harachamim haslichos adam ben shana yiya elef shanim yiya Ma Yisrael loikloi haya yiyeh Baruch dayan ha'emes mimis m'chayeh Baruch hu ki emes dinoi u'meshetet ha'koil beinoi u'meshalim la'adam cheshboni v'dinoi v'ha'koil ishmoi haydaya yiteinu Yodaynu adinoi ki tzedek mishvatecha tzitzak v'dobrecha v'sizke v'shavtecha v'ein lahari racham midas shvatecha tzadikato adinoi v'yasha mishvatecha dayan emes shefet tzedek v'emes Baruch dayan ha'emes shlecha mishvatecha tzedek v'emes nefesh kol chai b'yadecha tzedek moloi mincha b'yadecha Yodecha Rachim, Apleit Astein Yodecha V'Sim Malamalach Heref Yodecha Gedol HaEitz of Rav Haliliyah Asher Enacha V'Kuches Al Kol Darchim Ne'Adam Lo Seis Le'ish Kedrachav L'Chifri Ma'alolav L'Hagid Ki Asher Adonai Tzuri V'Le'av L'Sabay Adonai Nosan V'Adonai Lokach Yehi Shem Adonai Meverach V'Hu Rachum Yechaper Avin V'Le'Yashkis V'Hirbol Hashiv Apay V'Le'Ya'ir Kol Chamosay. Ben, you want to read this to English?
Sure.
Come, it says over here.
The rock, his work is perfect, for all his ways are justice. A God of faithfulness and without iniquity. Righteous and just is he. The rock perfect in all his works. Who can say to him, what have you done? He rules below and above. He brings death and restores life, brings down to the grave and rises up from there. The rock perfect in all his deeds. Who can say to him, what do you do? You, who says and fulfills, do underserved kindness with us, and in the merit of him who was bound like a lamb, hearken and grant our request. Righteous, one in all his ways, O rock who is perfect, slow to anger and abundant in mercy. Take pity and share both parents and children. For to you, O Lord, pertain forgiveness and mercy. Righteous are you, Lord, to bring death and to restore life. For in your hands are entrusted all spirits. Far be it from you who erase our memory. Look towards us with mercy for yours, the Lord, and mercy and forgiveness. A man, whether he be a year old or whether he live 1,000 years, what does it profit him? For it is it not as if he has never been. Blessed be the true fudge, who brings death and restores life. Blessed be he, for his judgment is true, as he scans everything with his eyes, and he rewards man according to his account and his judgment. Let all give praise to his name. We know, Lord, that that your judgment is right. You are righteous when you speak, and pure when you judge, and none shall question your judgments. Righteous are you, Lord, and your judgments are just. You are the true judge, who judges with righteousness and truth. Blessed is the true judge, for all his judgments are righteous and true. The soul of every living creature is in your hand. Righteous fulfills your right and left hand. Have mercy on the remnant of your flock under your hand, and say to the angel of death, hold back your hand. You are great in counsel and mighty in action. Your eyes are watching all the ways of man, to give man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his deeds. That is to say, that the Lord is just. He is my strength, and there is no injustice in him. The Lord has given, and the Lord has taken. May the name of the Lord be blessed. He, being compassionate, pardons iniquity, and does not destroy. Time and again he turns away his anger, and does not arouse all his wrath.
Thank you. And now say the Kaddish. It's a special Kaddish for the
Monas Kaddish.
Monas Kaddish.
The Monas Kaddish is on 22 and 23, not the burial, but the mourning.
But what about the burial Kaddish? Is it here?
Burial, the longer one.
The longer one. It's on page 24.
We saying this together?
I was going to say it. You want an answer on me?
All right.
Yiskadav Yiskadash Shemei Rabba. Amen. Va'olma duhu osli Yiskadato Ulachaya Messiah Ulashachlu La Hechle Ulmifrach Chaya Ulmivne Karta Dirushalim Ulmerka Pulchana Nuchra Me'arev Ulasava Pulchana Kadisha Dishmaya Lasrei Vizive Vikari Ushchinte Viyatzmach Purkani Vikari Mashiche V'chayechon v'yamechon v'chayu chol Beis Yisrael tiskulech arba v'chafnu misna minona v'kol amo Beis Yisrael b'adolav b'zman kariv v'imru Amen. Olam lo me'omaya yisbarech v'yishtabach v'yispair v'yisreimon v'yisnasei v'yishador v'yisalev v'yishalol shmei d'kodshah b'richu le'elam min kol b'rchasa v'shirasa tush b'chasa v'nechem asa d'aminon b'alma v'imru Amen. Yehei shalom arabo min shemaya v'chayim tevim oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Oiseh shalom b'imrei mafu yaseh shalom oleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. Chaim's name, Chayim, life. The King Solomon tells us, the living should take to heart, which is a verse which is taken to mean that when someone passes away, if those who are close to him, the relatives, the friends, continue doing that which he did, then that is his life continuing. Especially with Chaim, whose name is Chaim, it is especially appropriate that he will always be Chaim. He will always be living in our hearts and in our actions when we do things in his merit. I'd like to offer, if any of the men over here have not had a chance to put on tefillin, when we finish the service, we could put on the tefillin in Chaim's memory. I have some packets of Shabbos candles, if any women need, for the Shabbos candles for Shabbos. And may we each do our part in keeping Chaim's memory Chaim.
Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you. Rabbi's concluded the service, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for being here. You may keep prayer books if you like, or I'll take them back. Thank you all. Thank you.
This is my grandma, his mother.
Your grandmother's here?
Yeah. Fanny Gersten.
Fanny Gersten.
And that's Chaim's mom.
Yeah. His father died when he was 9 years old in Detroit. So his father's buried in Detroit. She passed away probably 50 years, 40 years after he passed away. So, yeah. Okay, I'm going to turn this off. Thank you.
You'll make a path and go. When you're ready, you'll go through and say. Road.